The ship should have been dead. It had drifted for many years with no crew and no repair. Yet the signal still pulsed. It cut through space like a wound that refused to close. A patrol cruiser moved close. Its hull shook as distant fire lit the black sky. Red light flashed inside the bridge. Alarms screamed and then cut out. The cruiser slowed. Engines growled and then went quiet. The abandoned ship loomed ahead. Its metal skin was torn and burned. Old blast marks crossed its side. One engine hung loose, frozen in place. No lights showed on the hull. No signs of life. Still the signal came. Steady, calm, wrong. On the bridge, the crew moved fast. Hands shook as they worked. One officer wiped sweat from his eyes. Another checked the scanners again and again. The readouts made no sense. The signal source was deep inside the ship. It had no power cores left. It should not exist. Outside, the war raged. Far away, engines roared. Bright lines of fire crossed the dark. Something exploded in silence, turning into a cloud of fire and metal. The cruiser could not stay long. Orders came sharp and loud. A boarding team was sent out. No one liked it. No one argued. The boarding craft launched and cut toward the dead ship. Its engines burned hot. Shrapnel drifted past the window. The pilot swore and pulled hard to avoid it. The abandoned ship grew larger. Its open hangar bay looked like a mouth waiting to bite. The craft slammed into the bay. Metal screamed. The ramp dropped. Smoke rushed in. The team moved at once. Boots hit the deck. Weapons up. Lights on. Inside, the air was cold. Too cold. The floor was covered in dust and frozen drops. The walls were scarred by fire and impact. Loose cables hung like dead vines. A warning light blinked weakly near the door. It made no sound. The signal grew louder here. Not in the ears, but in the bones. The team leader raised a hand. They stopped. He listened. His face tightened. He felt watched. They pushed deeper. The corridor narrowed. Doors stood open. Empty rooms passed by. No bodies. No signs of a fight. Just silence and the pulse of the signal. Then the floor shook. A distant blast rocked the ship. The lights flickered. Somewhere metal tore apart. The team leader shouted to move. They ran. The signal spiked. It changed tone. The walls hummed. A door ahead slid open on its own. Beyond it, something moved. The signal cut dead. The lights went out. Power rushed through the dead ship. Panels lit in hard white. The floor snapped back into place. The boarding team crashed down. Bones hit metal. One soldier did not get up. The team leader shouted orders. His voice shook. He pulled himself upright and dragged the injured man to cover. The walls hummed. Air vents opened with sharp screams. Dust blew through the hall. The signal returned. It was louder now, not just sound. The team felt it in their chests. Outside, the command cruiser reeled. Sensors flared. New energy spikes flooded the screen. Officers yelled. Guns turned toward the abandoned ship. Then the abandoned ship moved. Its engines burned to life. Blue fire cut through the dark. The hull seals closed. Old wounds pulled tight as if the ship healed itself. Enemy ships saw it too. Weapon fire streaked across space. The first shots missed. The second wave did not. The abandoned ship took hits and did not slow. Inside, the boarding team lost balance again. Sirens wailed. Red lights flashed. A door slammed shut behind them. Another sealed ahead. They were trapped. The team leader hit his radio. Static screamed back. No signal out. No signal in. The deep thump returned. Faster now. Closer. A soldier panicked and fired down the hall. His shots sparked off the walls. The sound echoed and came back twisted. The floor split open. Metal plates folded away. A shaft opened under their feet. 2 soldiers fell. One grabbed the edge. His fingers slipped. He was gone. The team leader screamed for a retreat. There was nowhere to go. The ship spoke, not with words, with force. The walls shifted. The hull bent. Gravity pulled sideways. Bodies slammed into the wall. Weapons flew free. Helmets cracked. The signal changed again. It felt focused, aimed. Outside, the war line broke. Enemy ships turned from the cruiser and rushed the awakened ship. Missiles hit. Fire bloomed. The abandoned ship answered. Hidden guns tore open space. One enemy ship split in half. Another burned. Inside, the team leader saw shapes forming in the walls. Not machines, not crew. Something else. They moved under the metal skin. A soldier screamed as the wall pulled him in. His arms vanished first, then his head. The wall smoothed over. The team leader fired until his weapon clicked empty. It did nothing. The ship shuddered hard. A massive hit struck from outside. The floor cracked. Smoke poured in. The signal spiked. A clear image flashed inside every helmet. Not a place, not a map. A warning. Do not stay. A hatch blew open behind them. Space waited beyond. The team leader grabbed the last living soldier and shoved him toward it. The ship turned again. Engines roared. The pull toward the open hatch grew strong. The team leader locked eyes with the soldier. He pushed him out. Then the hatch slammed shut. The signal cut. The team leader stood alone as the ship jumped into the dark. The jump tore the ship apart. Walls twisted. Lights burst. The floor vanished under their feet. The leader slammed into a railing and felt his arm crack. Pain burned hot, but he stayed awake. Silence hit next. No alarms. No signal. Just dead air. Then gravity came back wrong. Heavy. Crushing. The leader gasped and pushed up. The other soldier lay nearby, curled and shaking. His helmet was cracked. Blood leaked out and floated before falling hard to the floor. The chamber was gone. The glowing structure was gone. In its place was open space beyond a torn hull. Stars burned close and sharp. The ship had not jumped alone. Outside, shapes drifted near the wreck. Dark forms, smooth, no engines, no heat trails. They moved as if pulled by thought. The leader dragged the soldier to his feet. He keyed his radio. Nothing but static. A warning light flared. The hull was breaking fast. They ran. Corridors had changed. Walls bent inward. Floors split. Fires burned in low air. Smoke choked them. They slipped on blood and oil. A distant roar shook the ship. Enemy fire. The battle had followed them through the jump. A blast tore through a nearby wall. Metal shards flew. The soldier screamed as his leg was hit. He fell hard and did not get up. The leader grabbed him. Tried to pull. The floor gave way. Below was open space. The soldier looked up. His face was pale. His eyes wide. He shook his head once. The leader let go. His scream cut off as the soldier fell. The leader kept moving. He reached the docking bay. The boarding craft was still there. Damaged, burning, but whole. Outside the bay, the dark shapes closed in. They slid through space and through metal. They passed into the ship without breaking anything. The leader fired. Shots did nothing. A pressure filled his head again. Stronger now, clearer. It pushed images into his mind. Empty suits, lost crews. Ships turned into traps. The message was simple. Leave. The leader stumbled into the craft and sealed the hatch. He hit the launch control. It failed. The bay shook as enemy fire ripped through the hull. Fire poured in. The dark shapes moved closer. The craft powered up on its own. The leader screamed as the signal locked onto him. The craft launched straight into the burning sky. The cruiser fleet dropped out of space in a wide arc. Engines burned bright. Weapons charged. Orders flooded open channels. The abandoned ship shook as targeting locks snapped on. The leader staggered as the deck tilted. He grabbed a rail. His head rang from the signal still pressing at him. It pulled and pushed at the same time. Outside, the massive shape moved.